I'm so used to filming in a chair, but I'd like to introduce you to my new place, which I've been living in for about 3 months. Yeah, it's not that exciting. I'm not allowed to put things on the walls, really. So this is my Q&A special for reaching 100 subs, but I have actually reached 150 subs now, so forget the 100 sub special, this is a 150 sub special. And I would like to thank each and every one of you for submitting so many excellent questions. So many that I've actually had to leave a couple out. But don't worry, if your question is left out here, I will be answering it very soon in a future video. So without further ado, let's kick on.
Who would your anime best friend be, and who would be your anime arch nemesis?
Personally, I think Yosuke Hanamura from Persona 4 the animation would be probably my best friend ever. He's such a good best friend character, and he's adorable, and yeah, As for a nemesis, I would definitely have to say Team Rocket from Pokemon. Don't you think that would just make every week interesting?
Next we have, if you could live in any anime world, which one would it be, and why?
I had a serious think about this question, but then it hit me, there's really only one answer, and that's Pokemon. Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to live in the Pokemon world. It was amazing. It's everything I've ever wanted to do.
Who in anime would be in my zombie survival team?
Okay, for favourite characters, I interpreted this one as a whole bunch of favourite characters in the one show, and for that I would definitely say Baka and Test. For favourite genre, I think comedy and slice of life are my real favourites. I just love watching. For my favourite anime movie, I would have to say Summer Wars. I'd love to say a Studio Ghibli film, and it would have been a Studio Ghibli film up until I saw Summer Wars, which took me back to when I watched Digimon the movie when I was a kid. And as for favourite colour, well, I choose you.
What is your anime favourite characters, your favourite genre, your favourite movie, and your favourite colour?
It'd be too easy to just say the High School of the Dead team, and the ones I chose were Ginka for the gunman, she's from Speedgrapher. For swordsman I would get either Jin or Mugen from Samurai Champloo. For my archery guy I'd get Ashida from Bleach. And for magic I get November 11 from Darker Than Black because he's just cool and we need someone British.
What anime made you laugh so hard that your face muscles hurt?
Lots of contenders for this one. Most recently being the Baka and Test OVA, which I recently just sat down, watched, and absolutely adored. It's a fantastic OVA, go watch it. One that never fails to make me laugh until my face muscles hurt would be Azumanga Daioh. And if ever I'm feeling down, I'll just watch that.
Why haven't you watched Boku no Pico yet?
I don't know, I'll give it a go.
What anime made your heart melt?
The first anime to make my heart melt was probably Pokemon with the Butterfree episode. Anyway, that's one thing that probably made everyone's heart melt. So I'm going to talk about Trigun, because Trigun was the first anime to make my heart melt and also to break it. And it's just particular characters really resonated with me.
Are you caught up with the Yotsuba manga?
I think I'm caught up. I'm up to volume 11 and I'm so eagerly awaiting volume 12. It's just a fantastic manga. It's one of the best I've read.
What manga needs an anime adaptation?
I would have to say Yotsuba. I think it would be perfect for one of those 3-minute shows, and I definitely think that one day it will be an anime.
What are your thoughts on anime live action?
I actually don't mind live action anime. There have been a few misses, but to be honest, it's still quite okay. Do I think Hollywood will do a solid adaptation? Well, I hope so. I have every bit of faith that they'll be able to manage it, but of course there's lots of high expectations, especially around an anime that's got so much of a rep that it's been turned into a live action anime. Recently, Monster, which is a really popular manga and apparently anime series, has been confirmed being adapted into a HBO series, and HBO take a lot of care.
How do you feel about English subs and dubs?
I love them both. Subs, absolutely necessary. I wouldn't be able to watch so many seasonal animes without the subs. Dubs, I really like them as well, though I do agree that some of them can be absolutely awful.
What non-anime being would I put into an anime universe?
If it was someone from our reality, I would totally pick Stephen Fry. Once again, he's got such a cult following, plus his personality would be brilliant, and I'd just like to see that, personally.
Alright, I'm in charge of doing a TV commercial for a product, and I have to choose an anime character to advertise that product.
Okay, clearly a little bit inspired by Tiger and Bunny here. Ooh, this is a tough one. I don't know, Shinji from Evangelion for online dating? I'm trying to imagine that.
Okay, I was going to do something. May I touch your face?
Of course you can. Go for it.
Just how good was Kino's journey?
Kino's journey? Have you ever thought something was so good that you wanted to shout it from the hilltops? Well...
I love Kino's journey!
What do I think of the anime genre of horror, and do you think there are any gems among them? And also, is there anything that they should alter?
Horror is sort of a weird genre for me. I don't mind it. It's not one of my favourites, but I do see the appeal. There are a couple of gems. I think King of Thorn, which was a movie that came out about 3 or 4 years ago, was really good for that. I also think High School of the Dead, which is more gory than horror. As for things to improve it, I can't really think of anything that they're not doing already. If there was one thing I could suggest to improve, I think just maybe a completely unique storyline. I know the Higurashi series is quite good with that, so maybe something more along those lines.
If I were allowed to make an anime, what would I make?
Alright, so I've combined a few questions here, and one of them was to mix 2 series together, and I chose to mix Space Western, which is one of my favourite genres, including Trigun and Cowboy Bebop and all that, and Psychological, which is another one I really enjoy. I would love to see a new Cowboy Western with psychological themes. I think I would base it around the same similar characters to what you see in Space Western. They'd have to be really enigmatic, enthusiastic people. Now, obviously it'd take place in space, and it would center maybe around 3 main characters, and that's just all I would have planned. And then maybe I'd have a twist in the end where it turns out that they're all Cylons. Battlestar Galactica joke there for you, if you understand that.
If my anime collection started melting, what would I do?
Cry! I don't even want to think of that.
Is it okay to drop an anime after just 1 ep?
I'd really like to say no, because you should always give it more of a chance, but I am guilty of dropping series after 1 episode, so I can't fully defend that opinion. Look, it's largely depending on you. I like to give at least 3 eps a go. You should watch more than 1, but it's totally okay if you don't.
Okay, this one's about the view of anime in Australia, and also where I would like to see it go.
Okay, so there's 2 questions rolled into this one, and I would like to first talk about the view on anime in Australia. I think it's pretty well received. I have conversations with adults older than me and people younger than me, and I keep on hearing how everyone's sort of aware of anime. A lot of people don't get it, and there's still that view that it's just kid stuff, but still a huge amount of people are getting into it. I think Australia is a good place for anime at the moment, and it could go somewhere, which brings me to the other part, which is where I would like to see it go. I completely agree with you, Dazza. I think that some dubs should be done in Australia. We have the means to do it, we just don't have the money that it takes to create that, and I think if we have that, then we could start making some magical things in Australia, but it would have to start with something brilliant.
What's your view on conventions, and would you go to one, or have you been to one?
Conventions? Never been to one, but I will be going to one in this coming weekend. I'm really excited to it. I'm actually going to Sydney Supernova, which is sort of like a pop culture festival, but they're going to have anime voice actors there, like Christina V and Christina, I can't remember her last name, but they're in Madoka and K-On! And I'm really looking forward to it. So I don't have an opinion yet, but I'm going to take my camera with me and I'm going to film my experiences down at the convention and share them on the internet.
What on earth made me decide to start making YouTube videos?
This one's got a bit of history because I started watching YouTube videos quite a few years ago and I really loved it. So much so that I convinced myself that I'd be able to do it. But this was a few years ago and I was incredibly lazy and I only ever got 1 video up. But a while later I came across a link on a Facebook page and that took me to a review of Dr. Daz's. Now to give you some idea of the setting, at the time I didn't have any friends who were into anime as much as I was. And so to see this person talking about anime so passionately and having conversations with people about it was amazing. Not only that, he was Australian, he was someone in my country. And it didn't just stop with Dr. Dazza. I started watching Bizarre Jelly 5 and other anime YouTubers and it just became something that I really wanted to do. I knew I could do it, I just needed to apply myself to it. And it's something I wanted to do because I wanted to have conversations with people about anime. I made a decision in December of last year that I would participate in an event. The event was the 12 Days of Anime, and that's when I made my first proper video introducing myself. And then I got comments from other people, and other people started enjoying them, and it just made me really happy. I loved hearing from people. I like conversing with people because I just love having those conversations, and that's pretty much why I make videos, so I can connect with you guys and have those conversations. I love talking about anime. I wouldn't be making videos if I didn't. So once again, I'd like to say another thank you because I wouldn't be doing this without you guys.
What's your favourite Pokemon?
My favourite Pokemon? Give me a sec. Meowth. I should say something corny right now, like Meowth. That's right. Okay, so I did say this was a Q&A giveaway, and that means I need to give away Mio. And I feel really bad about giving her away. She's been next to me for so long. So I determined this question was the most creative and interesting because it really made me think. Alright, so this question comes to me from 70268870177011311145.
What do you appreciate in anime and manga that you don't find anywhere else, and what do I think it's lacking?
I'd actually like to ask you all this question because, quite honestly, it made me really think. What does make anime so special? The one thing that I could think of was the art style. The art style is completely unique to it. And I remember after watching my very first anime, Pokemon, I started seeking out more things with that same art style. I started watching Digimon, and that led on to other things like Beyblade and Card Captors, and then kept on expanding onto other shows and seeking out those more mature ones. And I always came down to that art style, that significant art style, but I think it's also that it's for everyone. Anime covers all the genres, but it also covers all the ages. And they do it in a really nice way. If I were searching for something that it doesn't have, after just saying that anime has everything, the one thing I don't think anime has is, I don't think it's global enough. It needs to have more relation to everyone. Okay, 702... I'll just send you a message. Thank you all for participating in my Q&A giveaway. I absolutely loved doing this. It felt really weird not answering your questions in my actual video before, because I'm so used to writing replies. So I really do appreciate all you've put into this, and thanks again for getting me to so many subscribers. It's overwhelming how many of you there are now. But it just spurs me on to keep on going and keep on making videos, and I love it. Thank you for subscribing, thank you for watching, and as always, I hope you have a wonderful day, month, year, life. And until then,